Are you entertained? Are you not entertained? The Chicago Bulls get their asses fucking kicked by the Philadelphia 76ers. They get rocked by 30. They were down by over 40 points at points in this game. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. The Chicago Bulls lose by 20. 157-137. The Chicago Bulls get absolutely lambasted today. This was an ugly ass game from the opening, right? From the opening, the Philadelphia 76ers scored 71 points in the first half of this game compared to 52 for the Chicago Bulls, and you just knew it was going to be bad. The Bulls gave up a 51-point third quarter. They gave up 51 points in the third quarter alone. Joel Embiid in that third quarter, 12 points, 8 from VJ Edgecombe, 10 from Paul George. I tell you what, this Philadelphia 76ers team has had injuries all season long. I can't wait to see what they look like if they're fully healthy in the playoffs, but the Bulls had no answers for this team at all. None. Zip, zero, zilch, none. They could not do anything with this team at points in this game. You give up 51 points in the third quarter? Who the hell are you? That's just wild when it comes down to it. You get 23 points from Josh Giddey today, who leads the team with a near triple-double, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists in this game to go along with 1 block from Josh Giddey. You get Modest Buzelis being our second leading scorer with 18 points. He goes 6 of 15 from the field with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, as well as 1 block. You get 0 points from Jalen Smith, who only plays 6 minutes in this game. You get 9 minutes from Nick Richards in this game as well. So you get 15 total minutes combined from your starting bigs. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign when things happen that way. And it was a rough game for the Chicago Bulls. This was the perfect tanking loss. The last couple of games have been a little bit rough for the pro tankers. You ain't got to worry about that in this game. This game was definitely not rough for the pro tankers. They're walking away very happy from this game. So we're not drinking on pro tankers tears today because they ain't got no reason to cry today. The Bulls got their asses kicked today. You get 35 points from Joel Embiid, 28 points from Paul George, 22 points from VJ Edgecombe. Hell, Campaign got 15 points in this game coming off the bench for the Philadelphia 76ers. Justin Edwards also gave us 12 points in 14 minutes off the bench. Dalen Terry even got 7 points in 6 minutes. The Philadelphia 76ers were just playing with the Bulls. Even the fact that the Bulls didn't lose this game by 30-plus points was just because the Bulls are still playing where the gas was off for everybody else on the court, man. This was a absolutely ugly-ass game. Ugly-ass game. I don't even know what to say about it, man. I don't even know. Like, this was disgusting. This was disgusting. This is the way that the pro tankers would have us play every single game. Just tough, man. Just tough, man. Yeah. And unfortunately, Jalen Smith, who had a calf injury before, he gets another calf injury today. We know teams are not playing about calf injuries. I would not be surprised if Jalen Smith doesn't play again. We only have, 10 games left this season. They could very well sit him out a week because they're not going to play with that calf strain. I would not be surprised if he doesn't play again at all. And I don't even say that to, like, throw shade on him or anything. I just would not be surprised if he does not play at all again this season. So, we'll see what happens. I've said that before, and then players have come back. We'll see what happens. But Jalen Smith out with a calf injury. We'll see if they end up bringing him back in it. We'll see what they end up doing there. But Isaac Okoro came off the bench today. He gave the Bulls 13 points off the bench as well. Our boy Leonard Miller had 15 points, going 6 of 12 in 21 minutes with 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block from Leonard Miller as well, which is good to see. But, yeah, man, this was an ugly game. Very, very, very ugly-ass game. So, That's just the reality of it, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game was ugly, and the Bulls got their ass kicked. Jiggs says, well, that was a disaster. You don't say. Yes, it was, Jiggs. You were very, very accurate in that one. Would love for AK to be traded anywhere, somewhere. Ain't nobody trading for that motherfucker. Who's ready for football season? We still got a while. We haven't even got to the NFL draft yet, Shay, but it's around the corner. My guy DT had our squad frustrated at the end. Man, I miss DT on our squad. Really? Like, you miss DT? Like, real? Have you really sat there and thought about, like, hey, you know what this team's missing is DT? Have you really thought about that? You know, whatever. The crazy thing is the fact that we won every game against the 76ers this year. Tyrese Maxey actually played those games. This shows that Billy Donovan is already just thinking about what he's going to do this offseason, not even caring about. No, that has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with this. I get why you say that, right? And I'm not coming at you about it. I don't think it has anything to do with Billy Donovan ready for the offseason. This was just a team that just got completely outclassed and outcoached. And it's not like that only happens with Billy Donovan. That's been happening with Billy Donovan since he got the job here at some time. So praying on a Giddey revenge game against OKC just for good vibes. I mean, he'll probably have a big performance. I don't know if the Bulls are going to win that, but he probably will have a big performance. Pro Tank Squad getting what they want. Glad I didn't watch this one because the first quarter told me all I needed to know. I don't like this kind of bullshit. Hey, listen, that first half was crazy. But that third quarter, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, these motherfuckers don't even give a shit. They ready to go, which I can't even blame them. Like, it is what it is. They on the road, ready to get this 4-game road trip over. You know, that just is what it is. DT definitely had a vendetta against the Bulls. I mean, hey, if your vendetta gets you 7 points, cool. I think they lost on purpose because Philly had a full stadium of people. I mean, okay. Just sit them out and give the others some play time at least. They're not going to sit everybody out. Rough game to watch, not going to lie. That third quarter was, like I said, that third quarter was disgusting. And while the Bulls themselves scored 53 points in the fourth quarter, which is still crazy to see, I mean, at that point, everything was demoralized. Like, it almost didn't matter at that point. A 53 fourth quarter by the Chicago Bulls, that's fine. That's great. That's cool. You know, thumbs up on that one. But at that point, it was like, all right, what? So now you're just going to lose by 20 instead of 40. That's really what all that said to me, because at that point, they were just playing with their food, and they earned that right. You can't even blame them on that one. Couldn't blame them on that one. But this game, man, hey, what can I say? What can I say? This is we've had some, as much as pro tankers flip out about every single win. The Bulls have had some absolutely huge tank losses recently. Like, I'm talking about huge. And it's just been very evident. But, it is what it is, man. But, Nick Richards goes down with an elbow injury. Jalen Smith goes down with a calf injury. And, that's what teams do during tanks. You take advantage of when you're able to sit guys, and that's what the Bulls, did today. And, it is what it is. I hope nothing serious going on with Nick Richards or Jalen Smith for that matter. I really like Jalen Smith this season. For the Bulls, I think he's kind of settled into that 4 role next to Modest Buzelis. Jalen Smith and Modest Buzelis is exactly why, the Bulls want to see this Noah Essengay and Modest Buzelis long-term front court. Because when you look at Jalen and Modest and what they've done together, and you can see it as Noah develops to be in that Jalen Smith role. He's bigger than Jalen Smith, longer than Jalen Smith, more athletic than Jalen Smith. We got to see if he can end up turning into like the shooter that Jalen can turn into. But that's kind of why you look at like that's kind of like a prototype of what you want Noah Essengay, Modest Buzelis to be long term, with of course more upside from Noah Essengay. And so, I take that for what you will in those minutes, but Jalen has been really good for the Bulls. It sucks that Modest didn't have more of an impact at times in this game. But, that's what the tank is, man. And that's what it is. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I wish I had some huge insightful thing, but a game when you're down by at points 40 plus, like what do you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen? Meek Mill says Leonard Miller is going to be Bulls franchise player soon off his effort alone. That's crazy. I'd rather watch paint dry or my grandma pick her nose hairs than watch another third quarter like that. Hey, listen. I'd rather watch fucking Oprah Winfrey give a striptease than watch a third quarter like that again. I'm talking about fat Oprah, not or old Oprah. Both disgusting. P. Will looked like he was about to punch someone after that one. Listen, P. Will needs to be ready to punch himself. I don't believe that P. Will would punch anybody because that would take effort, and I just don't know. That would still take aggression, and we just don't see much of that from P. Will. I see that Modest and Giddey got their 30 minutes so they can pad their meaningless stats. Yeah, that's a dumbass mindset as well. Pretty dumb, pretty stupid. If you don't actually watch the games to say somebody's padding stats, you're a fucking idiot. I'm just being 100% honest with you. You're pretty stupid there, Vaughn. Start Rob Dillingham the last 5 games or so if we're going to keep getting blown out regardless. No, you still don't want to start Rob Dillingham because he may not even be playing on your team next year when everybody's healthy. Y'all think Modest is going to break Kobe White's 3-point record? Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know if Modest is ever going to be the volume 3 shooter that Kobe White was. But then again, Kobe was streaky at times too. Like, Modest could break it because of more years here. Like, I don't think he'll break it in the same amount of time that Kobe spent here. But he may, if Modest Buzelis is a 10, 11-year Bull, he may break it just off the nature of being here for longer. So that may be something that happens. Dillingham is so fun. You know what the thing that's frustrating about Dillingham, watching Dillingham play, is that it's I'll say this. I used to be like, is Rob Dillingham a smart basketball player? I do think he recognizes some things pretty decently. I just think that it's just a lack of, like, if Rob Dillingham was stronger or bigger, I don't think we'd have this problem with Rob Dillingham. I just think that Rob has been able to score a certain way through high school and college that he's just not going to be able to score those same ways in the NBA. And he's going to have to learn to adjust to that. How he adjusts to that, I think, is going to make a huge difference for him. Only the Bulls can score 53 points in the fourth quarter and still be down 20. That's crazy. Bulls can win against Rockets but can lose against 76ers. Left my ass off talk about luck. No, I mean, that's just basketball. Like, the Rockets had a terrible shooting half and then played pretty damn to their standards in the second half of the game. The 76ers scored 51 points in the quarter here. How many more wins can you predict with let's take a look there. So the Bulls have 10 games remaining, right? Let's see. I know we got 2 games against the Wizards, I think, coming up on the schedule, but let me get the schedule up and I will go game by game for you, my good friend. So Oklahoma City, that's a loss. Memphis, that's a win. San Antonio, that's a loss. Indiana, probably a loss because they're well coached. New York, that's a loss. Phoenix, that's a loss. Washington, that's a win. They're going to get out-tanked there. So three out of the remaining 10 games that have the Bulls. Memphis and 2 against Washington. And maybe that last game against Dallas on April. So I'll say 3-7, 4-6 is a possibility as well. That's what I'll say. But I'll put my money on the Bulls going 3-7 the rest of the way. Nick Richards couldn't catch a cold. Well, he caught an elbow injury. Agreed. Dillingham looks like the little kid in the big boys playground. Yeah, I mean, and maybe he looks. I mean, listen, he has Tre Jones here to learn off of. Like, Tre Jones is only slightly taller than Rob Dillingham. So maybe he can work with Tre Jones. Maybe they can get in the lab together since they're both under contract next season and help. Maybe Tre Jones can help him figure some stuff out. Taking out this game, one thing that we have to work with is how we execute offense without having Josh Giddey trapped by the defense or double team, depending on what coach. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to trust other people to operate at that point. One of the things early in the season that helped the Chicago Bulls was Tre Jones and Josh Giddey being out there, meaning that even when a team tried to trap Josh, you can get the ball to Tre and let him do some of the playmaking. Right now, you had Ayo Dosunmu, who was scoring at a really good rate then from a guard position as well. Modest, I think, is going to be really important to help that also. But I think also it's getting bigs and stuff that keeps pressure down low. Those are going to be key things and not allowing that to be the simple way that teams could guard us, if that makes sense. Hope Billy rumors are true and Tibbs comes. Okay, all right, Bulls fans. Stop staying in the fucking past. The Bulls' future is not in the past. The motherfuckers that are clamoring for Ayo Dosunmu, Tibbs, that even say Pat, stop living in the fucking past. Let's stop that. Let's move forward. I get it that us as a franchise our best days are behind us. We have to look back for some of the best feelings that we have. But let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop with the wanting Tibbs back. Let's realize Ayo Dosunmu's not coming back here. Let's realize John Paxson ain't coming back. Let's stop going backwards, hoping that's going to help propel us forward. Let's stop that. Let's stop that, man. Now, we can hope that the Billy Donovan rumors are true, but come on, y'all. Chill out. Chill out. I thought Giddey was clearly our best player. Oh, yeah, tonight, absolutely. This season, since the All-Star break, has been so frustrating to watch with the obvious tankathons going on. Yeah, I mean, and you know what? It's funny how people are airing out how frustrating the second half of the season's been. Even not the Bulls. It's just like so many people are tired of watching tanking, so much tanking every night at this point in the season. You know what the NBA could do? They could cut the number of games a little bit, but they'll never do that one. The Bulls really declined a Giannis trade? Yeah. And honestly, they should have. Giannis isn't saving this shit from where we are. He's not saving anything. Giannis can't even save himself. We'll probably end at 34-48 or 33-49. Wouldn't be surprised. Apart from the Giddey and Monis, other players need to stand up and score. We desperately need a really good center. Yeah, I mean, if anything, say what you will about Nick Richards, and I'm not trying to sell Nick Richards as like a center of the future or anything, but I do think that Nick Richards has shown if we had that type of center, but a higher caliber, right? So if we had any type of rim runner, shot blocking center that can also, provide some defense and a big body. Like, I think we see how much that can really do for this Bulls team if we have a guy like that. Now, Nick Richards isn't the one to be a starting center, so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you can find a defensive anchor like that that's also a lob threat, I think it'll do a lot for the Chicago Bulls in the long run, personally. So, we'll see what they do this offseason. It does not seem like the Bulls are going to draft a center this year. I know a lot of people have made cases for Yaxel and players like that, but I think where the Bulls are, I don't think they're going to go for a 24-year-old player. We'll see what happens in the draft. We'll see where they end up. We got to know where the Bulls end up in the draft first, but I would not be surprised if the Bulls have to attack center in free agency this year. Now, can they lure one? That's a different question. We'll see, right? But unless they get the Portland pick, if they get the Portland pick, we can draft a center later in around that Portland pick time. But if they don't get the Portland pick, I think it's going to have to be something that they address in free agency personally. Jig says, whenever I see Dillingham make his moves, I see so much unnecessary movement, especially with his jump shot. I think he needs to make some adjustments this summer to be more refined and play more calmly. We'll see. We shall see if he can. 100% about Richard who gives his – I mean, listen, yeah, say what you will. Richard plays with effort. Like, there's some times where his hands, he loses some passes, he misses some rebounds, but he is an effort player. That's for damn sure. Every team are searching for that center. Why do you keep spelling center like that? But, yeah, you're right. So, bro, listening to BD's presser this evening, he did validate reports that he's been prematurely contacted. Why do you keep talking like a press release, Vern? I know that's not how you talk, bro. Just talk regular. You don't have to prove nothing to people in YouTube comments. Talk regular. As thought about it, he just wants to hear AK's plan. Hey, we'll see. But if Billy Donovan even said, if Billy Donovan has even admitted, because I haven't watched the post-game presser, but if he admitted that it means he's gone. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Billy Donovan said, oh, well, we'll see what AK says this summer, that means that he's basically saying, oh, AK got to give me something or I'm out of here. And this is without context. Like I said, I didn't see the post-game presser yet because clearly I'm here for y'all, but we'll see. Are there any lockdown defensive prospects this team might target? We need defense badly. Everyone's getting center career highs on us. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about what we've heard throughout most of it, like we've heard Tyrese and Walker Kessler, Mark Williams, even Isaiah Hartenstein could be centers or targets this season in the targets this offseason. So we'll see. Realistically, which center would you hope to target? Walker Kessler for sure. Walker Kessler's the guy that I want. Center spot like that in Australia, UK, don't know. Oh, yeah. That was pregame. That was pregame? Okay, all right. Billy can go. I'm done with him as a fan. That's funny. I mean, hey, listen, I can't blame you. I'm not going to sit here and try to defend Billy Donovan to you. Billy Donovan is not the problem. No, that's stupid. Billy Donovan is equally the problem. If you actually know coaching and you watch schemes, no, Billy Donovan's part of the problem. Now, you can say AK is a bigger problem. I won't argue there, but no, Billy Donovan has absolutely been part of the problem as well. Wow, can smell the stench. First of all, let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's silly. Let's not do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, listen, but if the way that Vern wrote that is legit, then that kind of tells me that Billy Donovan's on his way out. Personally, that's the way that I take it. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting offseason one way or another. A lot of change has already come to the Bulls roster, but we know that change is going to continue going into this season. And then, if there's a coaching change, there's a coaching change. It's the only thing that I'll say. If there's a coaching change, it is what it is. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm shocked he revealed that much, but he's going. Oh, I'll go. So you said it was the pregame? I'll go watch it. And well, man, if the way that you presented that is the way that, and I'm not saying that like I think you're lying. I'm just saying that because I haven't seen it myself. But if that's the way that he presented it, then yeah, Billy Donovan's probably gone. He's probably gone. So. But all right, y'all. I'm not going a full 30 minutes on a game where we were down by 40 at some point. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys' love and support on this channel. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you are not subscribed. And I have to say that because I post so much that I'm in people's algorithms, and some people think that they're subscribed. Go and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Help the channel grow. Make sure you guys are following us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.